Hi, and welcome to another episode of Wellness with Wandia. I'm the founder of Mountain Slayers Kenya, and today is story time. So draw your seats closer and allow me to give you an inspiring story about one of the international trips to Drakensberg in Lesotho. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The Drakensberg mountain range is located within Lesotho. To be able to access it, we flew into Johannesburg, flew to Pietermaritzburg, and then drove to the border town, stamped out, and there before us was the majestic trail leading to the Drakensberg mountain range. Beginning this trail, I got to understand and realize why this Lesotho country was not colonized. The vastness of the mountain range, the humongousness of the hills before us, the hills all around. I could see why anybody trying to colonize this country just gave up. The beauty all around is something that cannot be fully described. But I'll do my best to try and describe it. For anybody who has hiked the Aberdare ranges, the Drakensberg Mountains is actually the Aberdares on steroids, full steroids. Amazing beauty. The vistas all around us, looking from left to right, your eyes does not see the end or the beginning of this range. Along the way, we had also amazing water features that allowed us to swim. And because of the ruggedness of this place, I got to experience what could possibly be likened to a 1920s or 1930s scene. We found guys on horseback. They were riding across the trail, and I could see why it's famed for horseback riding. In fact, for context, we were actually, I believe, the second group of people to walk this trail. Most of the tourists who go there are all about horseback riding. But because we're mountain slayers, we went and we did. The closest that I can liken this mountain range with is the Aberdares. For anybody who has been lucky enough to trek along the Aberdares, I would say that the Drakensberg Mountains are like the Aberdares, but on steroids. Everything is amplified. The vastness of the mountains, the water features, everything is to the power of 10, sometimes 100. But luckily, the altitude of the Drakensberg Mountains doesn't go above 2,700, which then again makes it easy on the body when you're hiking. No need to acclimatize. The Drakensberg for us was a 3-day trail, and we were sleeping smack in the middle of this beautiful mountain all around us. One of the most unforgettable moments of hiking on this particular trail was the location of our cabin. Our cabin was situated in the middle and at the bottom of all this surrounding mountains. So imagine being at the bottom, and when you look up, all around you are these massive, beautiful, magnificent hills, left, right, all around us. It allowed us to observe very clearly and very dramatically the sun going down. So the sunset was mind-blowing, and the sunrise, the sun coming up in the morning. The situation of this cabin was with a lot of thought. And this is one of the reasons why going back to the Drakensberg Mountains for me is something I can do over and over again. Everything that you're seeing and experiencing, you almost get whiplash because you want to look back and just confirm, is that truly real? For anybody who doubts that God exists, you truly need to walk. You truly need to walk the Drakensberg Mountains because you're able to see the intention that this was created. So to access the Drakensberg Mountains, we have to stamp our passports out of South Africa and stamp our passports into Lesotho and begin the trail. So on the last day, we have to get out. And border control closes at 5 o'clock. So as we were beginning our journey back on that particular day, like all the other hiking days, we were moving at a pace which we considered comfortable, not too strenuous. Somewhere along the trail after lunch, the guide discovers that if we continue moving at this pace, we're not going to make it. And he says we're not going to make it, so that means we're going to have to sleep at the border post. And for sure, none of us wanted to sleep on that tarmac or the concrete that we had seen there. When a human being is told that they're going to experience extreme discomfort if they don't do something about it, you realize that you can actually move faster than you thought you could. I remember this as I was laughing because seeing these people moving off the trail, there were two particular gentlemen who I was with on this trail, and one of them had suffered a slight injury and had been complaining about his back. But once he had what lay in his stead, let me tell you, the way that guy moved off that mountain. So what I learned is that indeed the human is more capable and resilient when tasked to do something, because we actually hot-footed it and we made it out with 2 minutes to spare. We had our passport stamped and we got out onto the other side and we heaved a sigh of relief. There's something magical about the Mountain Slayers Kenya community. I can try and explain what it is and encourage you to join by letting you know that we deeply care, challenge each other and support each other along the trails. But I don't even know if it makes absolute sense. Magic has to be experienced. You need to be part of this hiking community to understand what it is that makes us and me so passionate about what it is that I do. The fact that we give space for people to just be their authentic self, allow them the space to hike, to learn, to grow, and to experience nature, there's something magical about it. You simply have to experience it to fully understand. This September, we're heading back to the Drakensberg Mountains in Lesotho. I would encourage you to join us. If you want to figure out how to join us and be part of this amazing, amazing experience, click the link below, call the number on your screen, have a conversation with me, and I'll let you know how you can be part of this. Thank you.